Tossed to and fro with many lies and fairy tales, my destiny was either cemeteries or jail cells. I was tripping for a minute, critical, my condition, another victim smitten. I was bitten with women's venom. I met a savior, elevated me out of danger, changed my behavior. I was sprinkled with heaven's flavor. Judge closed the case, I was saved with amazing grace. Now I spit fire, excuse me while I blaze the place. Evil's been tempting many men and many been giving in, but he won't get me by the hair of my chinny chin, cause where I come from, we call it a sinny sin. I didn't give in, put me down for the winning win. In my history, the enemy was putting me down until hope showed up. Player, look at me now. If you feeling what I'm ripping, please hit me up. And welcome to the next level, Black History Month. Come on, somebody. One more time for the choir and the band. Give it up. Come on, the choir and the band. Give it up for Jehovah's Praise over here. One more time. Give it up. And give it up for these essay writers who put their minds to the pen and gave us some beautiful words. All right, we got 10 minutes. Here we go. Every year, we challenge our minds to revisit the triumphs and the tragedies of our African American heroes. We highlight and we celebrate their lives and their struggles. We speak of well-known figures such as Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, Thurgood Marshall, and Frederick Douglass. And sometimes we hear about the less publicized pioneers, like Bessie Coleman, the world's first black pilot, or Kathy Williams. And these marquee mavericks, they possess vision that was well beyond their own lifetimes. They knew that they were fighting for something much more valuable than just personal trophies and medals to hang on their walls. They had a divine urgency to break down barriers and defeat discrimination in the hopes that you and I would capitalize on the head start that they provided. Not just to admire their legacies, but to build on those legacies. Kids, Black history is not complete without us. And whether you're white, Asian, Hispanic, or otherwise, you too can use the civil rights movement as a slingshot to throw yourself into greatness. They taught us that Black history means that rather than to complain about the challenges of life, we should be like the Tuskegee Airmen and focus on fine-tuning our battle tactics. They taught us that every opposition creates an opportunity to those who look for it. You know, if you watch the news from time to time, sometimes you see coverage of a major hurricane or tsunami invading the coastlines of our country. When this happens, the mayor or governor will call for all residents to abandon their homes and evacuate the city. I was very surprised to see that while thousands of people were running from the storm, there were a handful of people with surfboards running toward the storm. We saw them on CNN surfing on top of the same waves that were drowning everything else. Now you may call them crazy, and I don't know, maybe they are. But it's interesting to note that the same storm that will drown some can actually elevate others. Kids, this is the legacy of the Black History Chronicles. African Americans found themselves overwhelmed underneath a giant tidal wave called slavery. And it was very easy for many of them to just give up and drown. But there were others. There were others who picked up the surfboard of education, and they grabbed the scuba gear called faith, and they built rowboats called relentlessness, and they learned to navigate on top of the oceans of destiny. And so today, young ladies and gentlemen, we've gathered together just to peek back over our shoulders and wave our hands pioneers that we see surfing on top of the waves of adversity. And guess what? They're calling out to us to grab our gear and join them in this great voyage of victory. You see, this is Black history. This is legacy. This is why we celebrate. This is called progress. Now, I've learned a few principles of success from Black history, and I want to give you just a few keys before we leave today. Because I'm not here just to reminisce on what they did in the past, but I want to talk about how we can model them in the present and give our next generation a boost for the future. I'm going to give you just a few keys of success that any one of you can use to unlock the potential that's down inside of you. Number one, always honor your elders. Let all the teachers say amen. Honor your elders. Kids, I know you think that mom and dad are old-fashioned, but they have wisdom and experience that you need to learn from. I know you think your teachers don't understand you, but they've already been through what you're going through. You see, we all need mentors and models to pattern after. Even when you're 60, you need a mentor who's at least 70 to help you get through your 60s. Allow those who came before you to help you maneuver through all the twists and the turns of life. Kids, just because you can